Chris was one of those guys who led by example. Scoot was more boisterous. You know, he's the guy who's going to talk, talk to you and lead like that. So I think the leadership aspect out of both of those guys is what I learned the most. You know, Scoot being one of those guys who's very vocal. A guy who, if he's talking and he's getting getting everybody's attention. You know, he's in general, he's a good storyteller. You know, so I think that makes it much easier. You know, just to orchestrate the offense.
It's been talked a little bit. You were a little bit more boisterous in practice and stuff like that. Was that sort of your kind of goal coming into the season? Is kind of step into that role, be kind of the guy, not criticizing, but kind of helping the younger guys along and being that type of more boisterous leader?
Yeah, never criticizing for me. You know, everything I say will be positive criticism. You know, just picking my guys up. You know, if I see them slacking any, I'm gonna be able to tell them, you can do better. You know what I mean, and push them in any type of way. To be better for themselves, but to also be better for the team. You know, and if I could do that, you know what I mean, and I won't have to, just scream for no reason. You know what I mean? So.
Now, over your career, you've gone, coming into 3 different seasons now. What's different about this one? I mean, now you're a senior, but is it such a completely different feeling now being a senior?
Definitely. I'm a senior and I'm a leader. I look at myself as a leader. So the past few years, I just felt like, all right, I'm just gonna go in. I'm just gonna produce. I didn't leave. I left all the leadership, all the speaking to those guys. As far as Scoop and Chris, they've been there. 3 years I was there already. So this year is just having not more pressure, but having a little bit of weight to carry. And being able to want to produce and being able to produce. So I look forward to that.
I was actually going to ask you that. You kind of look forward to that pressure. Since now that you are the guy that everyone's, if something goes bad or the play doesn't get run right or something like that, you're going to be the one that reporters are sticking the mic in the face and asking, all right, what happened? Last year it was Scoop. You could always go to Scoop or you could always talk to Chris. Now you're going to be the guy. You kind of want to step into that role. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting. You know what I mean? Of course, it's going to be up and down. This being my first year where I actually get to lead. But it's, the feeling is much more sweet, when you're able to lead and you're winning, and when you're being successful, and I could definitely, through my 3 years here, I've been able to, deal mentally, in a positive way. So, any negative, parts of me leading this year, I'm be able to handle it, quickly and not, let that bring me down. So. I definitely look forward to it. I'm excited. Me and James is gonna do a great job with our future. So with our future as far as the Orange team goes. So I'm excited.
Talked about. I asked James this question too. Last year you guys went through a lot, especially off the court. And is it kind of nice, coming into this season with a clean slate? You don't have to. It's just a brand new season. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just looking forward from here on out. Where it seems like last year, every week you had something come up. You had to answer questions.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a better feeling. But I think last year it gave us motivation to go out there and be more focused into basketball. Just because everything that was happening outside, of the actual game. Hopefully we get that same media attention back for positive situations and positive accomplishments that we achieve as a team.
How was that? Like you were getting positive media attention because you guys were setting school records, but then you were also getting that sort of negative attention. How was it to balance that, especially, or did you just go into practice and focus on basketball? How was that to balance the a lot of positive and the really negative?
Well, honestly, you only can control, what you do. You can't control anything on the outside. So as a team, we wasn't involved in any of the things any of the situation that was going on. So, as a team, it made it, easier, especially with our coach being so calming and making sure we didn't get off track. It made it that much easier just to come in every day and be focused and just worry about basketball. And we knew that, ultimately we had a goal to win a national championship, so that nothing was going to knock us off that, that path.
Kind of looking back at last year too, like I mentioned, every week it seemed like something was coming up, but yet you guys kind of went through the adversity and just kept winning and kept winning. And now looking back on it, does that impress you at all? Is it something you can reflect on now, or is it you just strictly focusing on this season?
I mean, it's something you reflect on. I don't think it more so impressed me because we were looking to win every game. You know what I mean? So we weren't doing anything that we wasn't expecting to do, and that was win games. So I think we went through all that and losing Fab and actually won the national championship. Now that would be something impressive, because a lot of us, we thought we can win, but like the odds of us winning, losing our big guy was very slim. So it's
Yeah, but you talked about this year. You got those young big guys coming in. Though, if you had a couple days of practice, how much is it? Do you see sort of like, obviously, there's not the experience there, but the talent there that you had last year that maybe you can kind of plug those guys right in?
Yeah, starting with DeJuan Coleman, he's a guy who's definitely slimmed down, he chiseled up, and him being a very strong guy already, just as a freshman, he's able to use his body, to create space, to rebound. And he's very patient. That's one of his best qualities is being patient and being able to make passes out of double team. I think we have a type of team where he won't get double teamed, so it's gonna make it much easier. You're gonna see that as much easier than high school, where he's getting triple teamed. Now he can make an actual play, and score, just on one person instead of getting fouled every play.